Oh no, I drink juice, water, drink sea moss.
Sea moss?
Sea moss.
And what does that do for you?
Sea moss, well, see, the body is comprised of 102 minerals, and sea moss has 99 of them.
No kidding.
So it's
So you're feeling good?
yeah.
Would you recommend this to a guy like Tyrese?
I would recommend it for everyone.
Traditionally, black folks always had a connection with the earth when it came to herbal healing. Medicinal plants have always had a distrust in the Western world medical system. But over the last few generations, we began to trust these very systems that at one point in time experimented on us, euthanizing us with diseases, which should have made us wake up to this strategic plan to use our fear of death to trap us into a corner to allow us to willingly poison our children, euthanize our elderly, and making sick a whole generation of people.
They say trust the medical system, but do you know what they've done to black people? From forced experiments to medical abuse, the history of medicine in America is built on black suffering. And the receipts? They're all in Harriet Washington's book, Medical Apartheid. Let's talk about the real history of black bodies in medicine. Now first, let's start with the father of modern gynecology, J. Marion Sims. His name is on hospitals and statues, but what they don't tell you is he perfected his surgical techniques by operating on enslaved black women without anesthesia. Women like Anarcha, Betsy, and Lucy were forced to endure excruciating pain so that white women could benefit from better medical procedures. Now let's talk about one of the most infamous medical abuses in U.S. history, the Tuskegee syphilis experiment. For 40 years, from 1932 to 1972, the U.S. government knowingly let hundreds of black men suffer from untreated syphilis just to study the effects. Now, doctors lied to them. They told them they were receiving treatment, but in reality, they were being used as lab rats. Some of them died slow and painful deaths, and others passed the disease to their wives and their children, and this is all because of medical racism.
The pharmaceutical companies generate billions and billions of dollars because doctors don't heal sicknesses or find cures. They only prescribe medication produced by the companies and receive bonuses if you take it. Not only have notable names been exposing these agendas like Dr. Sebi, but doctors themselves in the medical industry.
They killed my father-in-law in a hospital in February 2020. And they is the hospital systems, medical doctors, and the drugs the drug manufacturers supply to that hospital. They murdered him in front of me, my wife, and my family. And in 2020, took me out of that hospital. I've said it ever since. You're screwing with the wrong guy. I've been studying how God designed the human body and watched people reclaim their health and free themselves of all their symptoms from every condition named by medicine that you were told you have to live with for the rest of your life and there's no cure of or for. No, I've been destroying that narrative for 20-something years as an adult in practice with thousands of patients from around the world. There was no way on earth I was going to sit back and let anybody else die at the hands of this lying, deceptive industry.
Well-known big pharma companies like Bayer, Pfizer, and Johnson & Johnson, tracing back to Germany since the 1800s, first starting off with experimentation, offering a hit and miss range of treatments. But get this, starting off as dye companies, the very chemicals that cause cancer. William Henry Perkin, a British chemist, linked to the pharmaceutical industry because of his so-called quote-unquote accidental discovery of the first synthetic dye, which mainstream sources say was successful. But successful at what? Probably linked to these food dyes approved by the FDA, keeping sick the American population. So with such a horrendous past and genocidal relationship with the American government, how did they gain the trust of the very people they've strategically targeted with their medical system? Black leaders have always been an influential part of shaping black culture and pointing us in the direction of our people. I personally believe our leadership, for example, men like MLK, along with politicians and organizations, gave us false hope of integrating into a system that was created to set us back from education, religion, and ultimately trusting in the medical system, in which has been a depopulation scheme to us.
And sometimes they use these celebrities to advertise these medications. Have you ever seen so many medications being advertised on TV? Now,
You're finna online date chat, find a mate chat, open up BOK ass, okay yeah, profile picture looking tight chat, nice chat, got your bio reading right chat, precise chat, but before you find a date chat, you gotta wait chat, gotta go vaccinate chat, get it straight chat, girl you look good, want you vax that thing up, you's a handsome young brother, want you vax that thing up, dating real life, you need to vax that thing up, feeling freaky all night, you need to vax that thing up, girl you look good, want you vax that thing up, you's a handsome young brother, want you vax that thing up, dating real life, you need to vax that thing up, feeling freaky all night, you need to vax that thing up.
I know you can't stand.
Wow, vax that thing up, huh? Why are these things being promoted like they really want black folks to participate? And who's paying these people to push this agenda? From rappers, politicians, even religious leaders.
More and more people will become eligible to get COVID-19 vaccines. The mayor of Miami-Dade County joined forces today with local black clergy to urge their congregations to have faith and not skip getting the shot. Local 10's Laren Livingston is live right now with more on that message. I heard loud and clear today, right, Laren?
Hello. Amen, Sister Christy. There was a parking lot praise that went forth today here outside of this vaccination site with a very pointed pandemic message.
I say God is good.
This podium becoming more of a pulpit.
I am tired of this pandemic. Amen. I don't want it to develop anymore. I want it to decline to no more.
A Baptist preacher's gonna preach, this time sharing the gospel of vaccination.
God has used scientists to come up with a preventive measure to finally get us through this pandemic.
These black pastors joined the Miami-Dade County mayor, commissioners, and other community leaders promoting public health, fittingly sanitizing that podium between speakers, encouraging people to get their shots.
Some people don't want to take the vaccine. Not good sense.
This vaccine is safe. And this is our way out. And that's not just for the black community, but that's for every community.
Today, I am filled with hope. I am filled with joy.
It had all of the feelings of a tent revival, tents included. The group moved inside as two of those pastors practiced what they've been preaching, rolling up their sleeves to get their second doses of the Pfizer vaccine.
If we don't actually find a way to get a vast majority of this community vaccinated, it's going to be very difficult to have the economy that we had before. It's going to be very difficult to have the spiritual life that we had before. It's going to be very difficult to have the communal life that we had before.
This is our way out. This is our way up. And by the way, for the record, I'm not talking cheap because I've already been vaccinated.
Yes, sir. Our people are being led to the slaughter, like always, trusting in paid devils looking to infiltrate us from within. As you see military giving the shot, because this is a military operation to eliminate the threat medically. It's sad but true. And these wolves in sheep's clothing said this medical treatment is safe, but let's look for ourselves. Pay attention.
Interestingly, on May 8th, the CDC and the FDA have expanded public access in the Wonder database, which is where the public can actually go in and see these reports for themselves. It was very limited prior to May, but they want more transparency to the public. This is Open VAERS. This analyzes in real time where we're at in VAERS with the COVID vaccines. Currently, we have 2,682,925 adverse events in the VAERS system. We have 38,773 deaths and 221,257 hospitalizations. Keep in mind that the Harvard Health Study, their conclusion was less than 1% of adverse events to vaccines get reported to VAERS. So think about what these numbers really look like, okay? And again, this is a timeline.
This equation has four factors, a little bit of multiplication. So you've got a thing on the left, CO2, that you want to get to zero. And that's going to be based on the number of people.
So in July, Undersecretary Cisneros acknowledged the DMET data, the database working properly, and also acknowledged things such as myocarditis rising 151%. So what I did, I went in today, I'm doing the same thing, 5-year average, however I'm comparing it to 2022, and I only am using fixed wing pilots and helicopter pilots, active duty. So we get hypertensive disease, 36%. Ischemic heart disease, 69%. Pulmonary heart disease, 62%. Heart failure, 973%. Other forms of heart disease, 63%. Cardiomyopathy, 152%.
This equation has four factors, a little bit of multiplication. So you've got a thing on the left, CO2, that you want to get to zero. And that's going to be based on the number of people.
So it's obvious that this isn't just a genocide aimed at black people. Now it's exclusive to all people, predominantly poor. But with blacks being the original target, I think it's safe to say we need to stop trusting in these medical systems designed to destroy us. So we need to wake up and start to realize what's really going on. I mean, you walk into the hospital perfectly fine, just to leave out in a body bag. Why do you need somebody to tell you that you're sick? That's deception. From treatments like chemotherapy that's taking more lives than the actual cancer itself, to the pharmaceuticals that's destroying your body from the inside with chemicals. The doctors and nurses are telling you out their own mouths that they're making you sick. Wake up.
Okay, y'all, I'm heading back to work. Stop letting your elderly aunts, uncles, moms, dads, grandparents go to the doctor by themselves. Cause I work in the doctor's office and baby, let me tell you something. These people be coming in there, they don't know why they there. They just there because they got a text message saying they got an appointment. And then these doctors be practicing medicine. Hear me when I say practicing. What? So they talk y'all elderly family members into thinking they need a procedure that they really don't need. And they just be going along with it because they be feeling like they got to do what the doctor said. The doctor recommended it, so I got to do it. And then later on you wonder why your family member ain't here no more.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 29 and verse 9. Stay yourselves and wonder. Cry ye out and cry. They are drunken, but not with wine. They stagger, but not with strong drink. For the Lord hath poured out upon you the spirit of deep sleep, and have closed your eyes. The prophets and your rulers, the seers, have he covered. So as you see, these people are drunk. Our people are drunk. They've been deceived by the witchcraft of the pharmacies, the pharmaceutical companies. They trust in the system. Even the word itself, pharmacy, traced back to the word pharmakia, meaning magic, potion, witchcraft. But let's continue on. The book of Isaiah, chapter 30 and verse 1. Woe to the rebellious children, saith the Lord, that take counsel, but not of me, and that cover with a covering, but not of my spirit, that they may add sin to sin, that walk to go down into Egypt, and have not asked at my mouth, to strengthen themselves in the strength of Pharaoh, and to trust in the shadow of Egypt. Therefore shall the strength of Pharaoh be your shame, and the trust in the shadow of Egypt your confusion. Because how can you trust in your oppressor? How can you trust in the same people that enslaved you, that did medical experiences on you, to have your best interest? Look at verse 5. They were all ashamed of a people that could not profit them, nor be in help, nor profit, but a shame, and also a reproach. Our people are dying, being killed off because they trust in the system. They trust in their oppressors. Let's go to Job, the book of Job, chapter 13 and verse 4. But ye are forgers of lies. Ye are all physicians of no value. They don't have no value. They're not giving you the herbal healing. They're not healing anything. They're keeping you come back. It's a business. Not only is it a business of money, it's a business of wiping your people out, taking out your elderly, vaccinating your children. As Job 9 and 24 says, the earth hath been given to the hands of the wicked. So what will happen in the earth that have been given to the hands of the wicked? You will have wicked deeds, wicked medicine, wicked food, wicked people that's over your hospitals, wicked people that's over your educational system. So y'all wake up, man. And if you like this video, please like, share, and subscribe.
They started DNA ancestry in the 1990s. Check this out. This is where the shit really get grimy. Google backed a company called Calico. Look it up. A biotech company Ancestry be hooking up. 23andMe and all of their associates got an arbitration clause, but don't nobody notice it. If they exploit your DNA, they can't be sued. You trusting strangers with your data? You must be fools. See that right there is agent activity, setting your own people up for genocide, literally forced sterilization. Make sure we don't reproduce. Tuskegee experiment. You know the shit that we've been through? Henry Kissinger, depopulation agenda. Look it up. That shit right there, they don't want you to remember. And the whole shit be ran by the CDC. Knowing that, would you trust that shit? If you was me, Walter Bassoon, Larry Ford, there's DNA history. They made bioweapons to kill blacks specifically. Look at all the shit they did. It's very lethal. And the test can only connect you to living people. So if you can't dig your ancestors out the grave, then tell me how that shit could connect you to a slave. But I